There we go. Hey, folks. Wow. Wow, crazy. Hello. Wow. We're here. We're there. We're near. We're dear. We're your dear friends at DrawBomb. A doe, a deer, a female deer. Oh boy, man, everything is so... you never know how, or you never really realize how much you've, like, customized your setup, until you are using... You're, like, trying to rebuild it from scratch. Because, good gosh darn. Yeah. That's what happened to me. That's my life right now. That's my life right now. I guess... Oh, hold on. People can't hear you. People can't hear you right now. What the hell? One sec. Say something again.
Testing 1 2 1 2 3.
Okay, so you know how before we were like, oh, if I set the application audio to Discord, that's so much easier, right?
Yeah.
Turns out when we closed out of Discord or OBS, one or the other, it took away your audio. So
oh no.
I had to reset it. So maybe that's not so easy to set Discord as the application.
We could always use Ninja if you'd prefer as well. So you just let me know in the future what you want, and we can do that.
As I was rebuilding this setup, I will have to explain to everybody why I'm talking about rebuilding this setup and things.
Yeah.
But as I was rebuilding this setup, I did consider like just having us switch over to Ninja. But that was like going to be a whole conversation to have, and I didn't feel like doing that. And also, there's a way, like, every time we rejoin Ninja, we have to, like, copy new URLs over, you know? There's a way to not have to do that. Like, Ninja will, like, recognize
I should explore it a little bit.
Yeah, we need to kind of check that out and, like, kind of figure out.
I've been using it exclusively for the Tuesday shows that I host.
Yeah, and it would be easier if you didn't have to reset all the URLs, right?
It would. It would. It's not that difficult now, but it would be just one less thing I have to worry about.
Yeah, so... We gotta work on that. But so yeah, maybe we'll switch over to Ninja. I think that might just make life a little bit easier. But I have overall streamlined this situation. The chat is not showing up on the OBS, folks, by the way, and I am aware of that. I am so sorry. You're just gonna have to deal. We should explain, right, why we're talking about all.
You should, yes, okay. You should let them know.
So, folks, it was what day was it? God, 3 days ago, I believe it was. So it was like a Friday morning, I believe. Lovely Friday.
People are saying they just got hit by ads. It's fine. If people want to skip ads, they know how to do that. You can just go ahead.
God, I can't believe. I thought didn't we do pre-roll? Isn't pre-roll supposed to stop people from getting ads? So like.
Sure is.
What the hey Twitch? What the flim flam? What's going on, Twitch? Jesus, we're back. Okay, they hit you with the... We did the pre-roll. We did the mid-roll, or we did the ads so that you don't get the... We gotta have a conversation with Twitch about this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna call them up right after this.
Hello, Jeff Twitch. Yes. So let's talk about... So, Friday morning, I woke up. I also wonder if Mad Lad is back.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. Yeah, good. You know, you wake up, it means you're alive.
You want that every day.
You do. You do. If you don't wake up, one of two things is happening. And you don't want
you're
either
a
one.
Sleepy little guy, or you're dead,
or you're comatose. So maybe three things, I guess.
Yeah.
So trace.
Sure.
So anyways, so I wake up Friday morning, and I actually woke up. I set my alarm to wake up early because I had a commission that needed to be done pronto. It had to be done like the next day, and I was like, Ian, This mic could come up ever so slightly, but that could be because I'm watching. No. My microphone is coming in quiet. I will agree. I know why it's probably doing that. I have to go to my open sound.
A lot of tweaks will probably need to be made, but it is helpful, I guess, to like have people give us that
I appreciate it. This is actually great feedback. So
Whoa.
my mic probably just got much louder, I'm sure.
Did.
I'm going to go to advanced. And I'm going to allow applications to take exclusive control so that nothing's going to turn that volume down.
Pop, or they clear something and suddenly everything's a little too loud. That's how it feels for me right now. Like, this is probably how it should have been, but...
So I hope this is better. I will keep an eye on levels and stuff. You're coming in great, by the way, Brandon. Your levels have been perfect. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh, thank you. I try, and I put a lot of effort into that.
I will have to tweak the compressors at some point, because the compressors are what's going to make our levels consistent and, professional sounding. But, it's got to be a light touch,
Sure.
But it's going to take some... I usually do a heavy-handed touch when it comes to compressing vocals, but, Anyway, so folks, Friday morning, I woke up. I had set my alarm early. I woke up. I was alive because I woke up. I woke up Friday morning. It was early. I set my alarm. I had a commission had to get done by the next day. I turned on my computer. It was in sleep mode, but it wasn't. I had set it to sleep mode last night, but now it was turning on from being completely shut off. Usually that happens when Windows has an update, and then they force it on my computer when it's in sleep mode, and then it turns itself off, which has happened before over the many years I've had this computer. It's frustrating. So then I turn on the computer and I log myself in, but it gets frozen at the start screen. And it does not move. And I'm like, wait? And I restart and I log in, and this happens a few more times. And then as I start pressing buttons on my keyboard, because every time I'd hit the power button on my computer, it would turn off normally, like it'd go to a shutdown screen like nothing happened. So it was like weird. And when I would hit the Windows key, the search bar would pop up on the start screen, like out of nowhere, and my cursor would appear and start blinking. Things were acting haunted. My OS was borked in the update, guys. Windows fucked my computer. That's the story, really. That's I could have said it in 2 sentences, but Windows updated my computer and fucked it. So I've had to reinstall my computer from scratch. Here we are. I am running on a
fun.
Yeah, super fun. I'm running on
a thing.
Yeah, I'm running on a fresh install of Windows. I immediately installed Windows, wiped my hard drive, installed Windows, got that commission done. I've been working on the other one. I got half of it done. I need to get the other half done. But then my computer has been restarted, essentially. Now, here's the thing. I needed a fresh reinstall, in all honesty. I really needed to make some space again. I just needed to clean things up, but I would have preferred to do it on my own terms.
Yeah, you don't say.
I am, because of this, I've been tinkering with the idea of switching to Linux for a while now. I think I'm really going to do it, though. I think I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to keep this install of Windows. I'm going to figure out how to dual boot, so I can boot into Linux. And then that way I'll have this Windows here, so when I need a computer I can use and know how to use, I'm in Windows. But I'm going to start tinkering with...
It's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Dual booting.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm going to start tinkering with Arch Linux, I think, and kind of get my situation going. Arch Linux, I hear, is notoriously painful to work with, but I have dealt with, I feel like I've gone to hell and back with computers, I think. So I think I'm ready to give that a try. Why is my cursor on my screen when I'm drawing with? Why are everything different?
New computer.
My God.
New computer, who dis?
Seriously, though.
Yeah, this is all these are all those little things that you once fixed, and now they're back.
Yeah.
Because they're let's undo everything that...
God. It's insane.
I should I think I should just buy they're $300, like a 200 terabyte hard drive, and just put regular backups there and everything else too, everything important.
I agree. I actually have a link to just like an enormous hard drive to back everything up. I have everything on an external, but this would essentially be my backup of a backup.
Because a recovery would be nice. That's something that I don't really have locked and loaded. That would be great.
That is a good idea. OneDrive supposedly is
then you could just be like,
fix this, but like
something's
OneDrive is a pain in the ass, you know? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Because if everything gets broken, you can just be like, rewind. Pretend like that didn't happen. It'll just take you back to a better time, a better place on your computer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's something I should have that I don't.
I recommend it sooner rather than later. You never know.
Yeah, that's me. You know, wait till it happens, and then I'm like, I should have done that.
Well, same.
That's kind of my thing.
Absolutely same. I am mad. I don't know what else to
that's
say.
Fair. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I would be too.
Draw the brush as a dot, I guess. Does this do it? Yeah, that fixed it. Okay. I found the setting that I desperately needed to change right now.
Amazing. Good work.
Man, I here's the thing. Every day I'd log onto my computer and I'd be like, man, it's a miracle it's working right now. I'm running on borrowed time. And
that is the energy that I need to focus on as a red flag more often in my life, because those things that are like the problems that
you're putting
like,
off?
I should have, usually come with a feeling that's been hanging over you for a while, where you're like, something's going to break. I can feel it. And then I'm usually right eventually.
Oh yeah. The gut instinct is correct. Like, you know when the thing is like not working.
Gotta listen to that.
Yeah. Highly
I had
agree.
a thing this past, it was either a week ago or 2 weeks. I think it was a week ago. It was last week, and my car was doing some funny stuff, and I was like,
yes, I know this story.
I'm like, I think something's weird, but I was just kind of like, I hope nothing's weird. I'm gonna be in denial instead. But I just kind of had like the gut feeling without like any real evidence of anything going wrong, and then then my oil pan rusted through and all my oil dumped out. My car was out of commission until I replaced that.
Good Lord.
Easy enough fix if you're not, driving it while it's without oil. But it turns out your car needs oil to run,
Turns out, wow. Who could have guessed?
I thought it was an optional thing.
Who could have known? I couldn't have guessed.
But I definitely had that feeling, like, to the point where my commute's pretty big, and for like a week prior, I normally don't care at all, but for like a week prior, every time I got in my car, I'm like, oh boy, like, I just have a bad feeling. And then it just stopped working. Yep. I'm like, okay, so I was picking up on something subtle that I can't quantify necessarily.
Listen to that feeling, guys. Listen to that feeling. If you got something busted that you're pretty sure is running on borrowed time, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It is. That's fine.
So sorry about your computer.
It's okay.
Once you get it all up and running, though, it'll probably feel a little bit nice.
It does.
Like,
it already
fresh thing, but like you said, you want it on your own terms.
Yeah, exactly. But I've been drawing in Clip Studio Paint. I've upgraded to Clip Studio Paint 4, which has been very interesting. I have some thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm curious actually.
But I don't know if it's just like a placebo, if it's the computer being a fresh install, or if it's Clip Studio version 4. These are all three intersecting things. But it feels better to draw in, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
wish I could find a source for that, but it feels better to draw in. I was like making some swooshes earlier today, and I was like, yeah, that felt good to swoosh like that.
It could be multiple things too. It could be like your computer has a little more memory, so your apps are running a little better.
Yeah, I 100% attribute it to that.
The drawing feels more responsive, so it could be, I don't know, little things. But
yeah,
either way, sorry that happened. It seems like you're on the road to recovery, but still never fun. Mm-hmm. Hate that. I haven't had it happen to me in a long time, so I feel like I'm due, and that scares me.
Yeah.
Things have been working a little too good for a little too long, and that worries me on my computer.
Long. Mad Lad says, "Oh, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody! I didn't feel like wearing green, so I
We're gonna pinch your ass.
carried my green screen everywhere with me.
Oh, nice. I should have wore green. What am I doing over here?
I had so much going on. I didn't wear green. Oh, Biff is behind me. I was telling Jana about Biff. That's Biff behind me. Sorry, I have a game from my childhood playing behind me.
It's a game called Biff?
No, there's a character who's a real douchebag called Biff, who's like your racing rival in the game. It's a motorcycle.
I mean, I guess
game.
people don't just go around naming their kids Biff these days, but they're always assholes, right?
Well, Sega Genesis games were made by nerds. I have no doubt that they were super into Back to the Future.
Well, no, Back to the Future isn't for nerds, it's for cool people. I don't know if you knew that.
Sure. That's why I loved that movie as a child. Check it out. Look into the screen, Brandon. You haven't even looked up from your drawing to see what I'm
I did look, but I have to look. It's tiny, because I'm like, I don't have the streams over here. Let me pull the window.
I'm Subway Surfersing our fucking show. Like, now we have a Subway
Look at you go. You were moving backwards at 150 miles an hour right now, chasing some motorcyclists.
Hold on, oh, dude, I have to recreate my soundboard. I have no soundboard anymore, but... Whoa!
Oh, you have no soundboard. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, not like in a good way, but it's you've been wielding that power for a while. It's weird to see you without.
Really?
Well, that'll be kind of fun, like not for you, but for me, because you'll have new stuff.
Yeah.
In there.
Hold on, I'm gonna fix this overflow.
If you need any assets or anything like as you're trying to rebuild, just let me know. I might be able to help.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna crop. I have our close-up camera. So you want to hear some of my secrets to how I streamlined our OBS setup for DrawBomb?
You can tell me secrets if you want, but I will have you know that right now we are streaming live on the internet, so you know, they're not going to be secret any longer. At
night, I take off my clothes and I take a stick of butter. Wait, you said we are streaming?
We are streaming.
Okay. Shit.
Only 50% of that was weird. I feel like I think most people take their clothes off at night. The butter part.
So I have the zoom ins. So we have the cameras up and down here, over here where we are, showing us and our whole setups. Before that used to be like a separate scene where it was cropped and set up to be the same size and stuff like that. It was actually very complicated how I had everything set up. But instead what I've done, and then the zoom ins were a whole separate scene that we had to keep track of.
Yeah, I have that, but I wish there was an easier way. So maybe you have the solution right now.
I might. I'm also realizing now. Oh, I might be tripling our audio.
Oh no! I mean, people would probably maybe tell us, or we could ask them.
Yeah, folks, does it sound like I'm tripling the audio or doubling it at least? I'm definitely probably doubling it. Let me think about
2 for the price of 1.
Interesting. So the idea was I put our zoom ins as it sounds okay on my end. I'm gonna bet it's tripling the audio, but I don't know what to do about it right now. So the idea on my end though was I took the zoom in scenes for both of us where it would zoom in on one of us to kind of emphasize, and I just took those and I put those as our cameras up and down over here in the actual show, so it's less work. I just if I want to tinker with what's going on in our frames, I just go to the zoom in instead of having a separate scene.
How do you? I'm trying to understand. You do what?
So over here I'm zoomed in on me, right? Look at everyone there.
Yeah.
They just finished their bike race. He's buying a new bike. That new bike's gonna be so fucking sick. So I have this. So this is a scene right here, and then you have a scene where you're zoomed in, and it's on you.
Yes.
Now in the show, those are just the scenes popped in down here
You were able to. Okay.
Because you know you know how you can put scenes from
actually zoom in.
What?
I don't know. I'm trying to understand.
These are shrunk down. Like this is the actual scene, and then I embedded the scene into this scene and shrunk it down.
Got it.
So that's the thing. And yeah.
I'll rework a few of my OBS things, make them more concise.
I do need to figure out.
Some of them are cobbled together till they work, and then I've learned a lot along the way, so I can go back and do it more efficiently.
Yeah, I definitely like took this as an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
I bet if I muted this, yeah, you can still hear the audio. So I've taken one less redundancy in the audio out. But we still have 2 versions of the audio playing. I bet it sounds a little different now for people. Interesting. I don't know how to... Huh. Because you can't mute... Like, I can't edit the scene. Like, there's no properties for the scene. So I can't choose to, like, mute the audio from the scene, I don't think. Unless I go to filters, effect filter. No.
Is it only when you're zoomed, or is it all the time? When the doubling?
So, no, the doubling is happening just because I have... You know, if we zoomed in on my camera, we would have no audio. Unless I put it in there. And same with your camera. But then also, we want to be able to see... I think I figured this out. I've got this.
Okay.
It probably sounds fine, but it could cause trouble down the line. It's like one of those things where like it's an edge case is more likely as a result of this setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do zoom in. We're gone. People can see in. People can
zoom out.
We're going to disappear for a couple of seconds. I'm so sorry, but this is worth it. Ian's camera. Okay, now we're back. Here we are.
Oh god, that was terrifying.
Group.
That's the void that we always go to in between shows, and that's why we need to keep streaming. We've been cursed, and people can't see us on Twitch. They can't see us at all.
Tech support bomb. This is kind of tech support bomb, as in it had to happen. Like there was no way we were going to do a normal show after my computer
we're repairing.
Yeah.
I know the show normally runs flawlessly, but for a little bit we're going to be fixing some things.
Okay, zoom Brandon. Okay, and this is going to be the same thing, except I'm going to switch the scene. We're going to disappear again, but our audio is still
when
here.
You said zoom Ian, because it sounded like you said zoom in with like a southern accent.
Zoom in. I'm going to zoom in. I tell you what, zoom in. Okay. Brandon's camera.
It's like that.
Okay, you're back. Now you're on screen. Now we're zoomed in on you and me. Now here's what we're going to do. I have the audio. The audio is still doubled. I'm going to go to Ian's camera. I'm going to remove the audio. I'm going to go to your camera. I'm going to remove the audio. Bada bing. Now, zoom in and zoom Brandon. Zoom in and zoom Brandon have the audio, and those are the scenes I'm going to use. But there's actually some... Now we're back. Okay, now there's some beat. Boom. Everything's fixed now. Okay, so I created extra scenes that are actually what we're putting into the scene, but they don't have audio. And then I have scenes with audio that we zoom in on, but are not being referenced by the overall scene. That doesn't make sense to anybody, I'm sure. But I promise it was a very intelligent solution.
Wow, what a smart guy.
I know. I'm just
smart guy, everybody.
No fucking genius. I tell you what.
He's got brains. Brains for days.
Brains for days. Yeah, that was intense, but we got it sorted out. Thank you everyone for being here and sticking around.
I feel better
for these technical difficulties.
I I personally feel better.
I feel great. This had to happen though. There was no way we were gonna.
It's all good. That's not a problem.
Yeah, guys, you don't understand. My computer exploded. It still acts weird, by the way. Since I installed Windows again, it still acts goofy. I still have like bullshit to deal with.
Scary. I wonder what. Maybe I guess updates, right? But I was just wondering what was the main cause.
I don't know. It's seriously like the.
I mean, it could be a multiple things. Computers are always just like.
Yeah. 30, fuck you.
There's like 100 different things that you've combined.
Yeah.
PCs allow you to do that, and they don't always work well together.
Yeah, the fact that like it's so not exactly modular, but like it allows so much to be like installed onto it and like essentially tacked onto it, you know. The fact that it allows for that is pretty impressive, but also it's like how an open world game is going to have so many more bugs than a more tightly restricted one. It's just because the level of things happening that could possibly interact with each other wrong just goes up exponentially with each thing you add.
I mean, I love the freedom to like be able to take this thing and like mess around with it. That's kind of what makes PCs great. But at the same time, you could straight up go in and break your computer with like one click if you wanted, like by accident, but also if you wanted to. Like I could just go delete a specific file and my computer wouldn't work anymore.
Delete System32, you just made a paperweight.
Exactly.
You know? And
you can do it.
Linux is just
and you have the freedom to do that.
Linux is even worse about that. If you type like,
I would bet it's more off rails or less bumpers.
If you type like
Linux.
-rm something or other sudo blank
self-destruct,
you will delete everything on your computer and it is unrecoverable. Like you have just turned your computer into rocks. Like that's how fucked you can make your computer with deleting System32 or that command in Linux. It's real bad. You can also do that command in Windows too. Like you can make that happen.
And it's like, it's kind of cool that you can, you know, really get your hands in there to that degree, but it is also scary, like in the way that like walking along a cliff edge is scary. Like, there's no reason I should just fall off. Like, I'm not unbalanced or anything. You know, I'm not like, it's not windy. I'm not like right by the edge, but it's still scary because you're like, what if I just what if I just had to let the dark thoughts win and I just leapt?
Yeah. I feel that a lot. And then, I mean, it's nice to know I can delete the evidence if I need to. What evidence is that? I don't know. I got no evidence to delete right now.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's hypothetical, of course.
Of course. Man, why does it always... I can't seem to make... I don't know. Never mind. Don't worry about it. I'm still just tinkering with...
I was going to say, I can try to help. I haven't been helpful yet, but maybe one of these things I can be.
It's okay. It's just a matter of... it's just like I have to tinker with everything that I use for the first couple times because I just have to get it to the way that makes my brain work, you know. That's the thing I'm excited about with Arch Linux. I watched somebody set up their Arch Linux and holy shit, dude, you can customize everything.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you don't even have a file explorer in the beginning of Arch Linux. You have to like download a file explorer or make your own. Like, that's what it comes down to.
I can already see the future. You're gonna get good at it, and then you're gonna be like, "Bro, you need this."
They already say
you're still using Windows. You need this, and then I'm gonna be like, "Nah, I'm scared." It'd be like how Clip Studio was.
Exactly. Well, the memes are also like, I use Linux, by the way. And then the meme on top of that is, I use Arch, by the way. So I'm going to be like the most insufferable motherfucker on the planet when it comes to my computer setup. Because I could have just got like Mint, which is basically like a Linux version that's meant to replicate Windows. But I'm going Arch because I want to make my own. I want to make my own Windows.
My only foray into Linux has been SteamOS on the Steam Deck.
That's actually been a reason Linux has actually been gaining a lot of percentage sort of the market of computer users, and it's because of SteamOS. Actually, like Valve is like almost single-handedly knocking Windows down a peg a little bit in terms of their market dominance. It's kind of wild.
It's pretty impressive. I like Valve.
I do too.
They don't suck too much yet.
I'm so glad they haven't gone public. More companies should not go public. Discord.
Don't do it. I understand, though. I understand the
makes your life a lot easier.
Temptation. Like, if I was, well, not only that, but if say I was made a company, humble beginnings, it's a good product, people love it. It gains a ton of popularity, and then somebody's like, "Hey, I'll give you $1 billion for that." Then you don't work anymore. You don't own it anymore, but you're also just like done.
Here's
you
your
did
yacht.
it. You're done working. I'd be like, "Here's my product. Enjoy." Like handing your child off to somebody else. All right, this is your dad now. Bye.
So
I'm gonna go party.
To a degree, I'm like, yes, I would take that option, but also there's a part of my brain that's like, you know how you make even more money?
Yeah, that's the smarter thing. But you're also still working, you know. I think it's like a
even better. You don't sell the company, but you appoint yourself as a beneficiary, but you set someone else as the CEO, and then just have other people run the company. You can maybe have final say on some of the big decisions. But also you would want to put somebody who you think aligns with your visions as the CEO.
That's true.
But
you're right.
You delegate then ultimately while you're alive, but keep the company private, and then just have like be a successful company. And like every company that gets sold eventually enshittifies so much that they start to like dip down again and like basically lose their customer base. Like the reason Valve has not enshittified to an extent, and thus Valve has kept the market dominance with like, and keeps it like, no one's worried about Valve's market dominance. I'm not thinking Valve is gonna like get taken over by GOG tomorrow. GOG is great. I would love for GOG to be the most successful. Maybe not. I don't know. I like Valve a lot too, but
I believe in GOG.
I believe in GOG. Do you believe in GOG?
I believe.
I believe in GOG.
I believe in GOG.
Nice. But yeah, no, like you just basically you keep the company, but you don't have to run it. You just benefit from it.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's how you basically sell out without selling out and without enshittifying. But it is a lot easier because you're still like kind of risking it, because like if you do sell, like the money's there already. But the other way is like longer term gains, but higher risk, I would say.
Yeah.
But I
can
think
also
it's
see it being
option.
tempting because technology is ever changing, and it's somebody just has to come up with like a better idea, and suddenly your thing is no longer even.
Yeah.
It's like not even usable. And it's very easy to go from being top dog to like not.
Oh yeah.
With that.
Absolutely, but it's, you know,
So
you lose top dog.
$1 billion.
You lose top dog by somebody making a better product. But here's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Valve has never enshittified. Valve has always had the top product. So
That's true.
By staying private,
True.
Valve has not had to do like the trend chase, because like by not being public, essentially, like as long as you're making a profit, like fuck, your business is successful. Like you're good. Like it doesn't matter if you make more or less money than you did last year. As long as you make money, you're good, and no one's there to like breathe down your neck and be like, why did line not go up? It's like, dog, the line can't always go up. Like,
right.
So
we're all getting rich. Who cares?
Exactly. So you still make your bank. Like you just don't got to enshittify. And by not enshittifying, you keep the top product and you keep your lead, which is exactly what Valve has done. Like I wish every company is like trying to be fucking Apple or Amazon or some shit like that, but it's like, nah, be Valve. Stay private.
Yeah.
Make your fucking bank. Like fucking Gabe Newell lives on a boat. Like he's fine. Like
I was just gonna say he lives on a yacht.
Yeah. Like my man is doing A-okay. You can too if you stay private and you don't enshittify. That's all you got to do, my dog. I know it's probably easier said than done, but I've had this thought a lot as I don't know. I think about business sometimes and like how I would run one.
Glad you're not as much of a sellout as I am, because if we ever have something to sell out on, you can help talk me out of it a little.
I will definitely be there to talk you off that ledge, my dude. And if I'm saying we should sell, then I've probably put a lot of thought into that.
Well, I'm sure I wouldn't make the decision. It's such a hypothetical, like it's not even like in the realm of reality that I don't really. That's the reason I haven't put much thought into it. If I actually had a thing,
file this in the pipe dream
a lot more
column
about it.
This is like, wow, it would be great if my I couldn't.
It's such a pipe dream. We don't even have the product. Like what would be that thing? I don't even know.
DrawBomb? Does anybody want to buy this?
This is worth $1 billion. How much are we worth right now?
Fucking
we net about
negative
$50 every 2 months.
We're in debt.
So I think that's a negative. Yeah. Well, that's because we're not willing to sacrifice our values.
This is true. Like we could probably pimp fucking Factor or Squarespace. I mean, I would pimp Squarespace. I
would if they wanted us to.
Yeah.
It's not about integrity. Nobody's even tempting us with.
Yeah. As soon as we consistently get 10 people in the chat, we're selling sweatshirts. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna get one of y'all to buy a sweatshirt.
That's not even selling out. That's fun. That's things that community would want.
Yeah, those are anytime a YouTuber is I'm selling a sweatshirt, there are so many people who are like, ugh, they're selling a sweatshirt for $60. How dare they? And it's dog, it's obvious you buy the sweatshirt if you like the person and you want to give them the support. It's not they're the only sweatshirt supplier out there and they're nickel and diming you for something you need. It's no, clearly you buy the sweatshirt if you like the person and you want to help them keep it up.
Right.
But there
plus, if you're doing little runs for your community, you're probably putting more thought into sourcing
absolutely
good materials and shit. You're not just I made 30 sweatshirts on Zazzle.
Yeah. Here's my Redbubble Gildan sweatshirt.
Right. So it's gonna be pricier for that reason too. You're not sweatshirts isn't your main gig.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, people know the ecosystem. It's the support thing,
Yeah. The people who are complaining aren't ever the real people.
Exactly.
Right?
No.
It's always this separate entity that's just.
It's the people who are just mad at everything and are there to get mad on the internet.
Exactly, and there's a lot of those.
There's a lot of things to be mad about. Don't get me wrong, but there are some people who is just dog, you are just mad to be mad about something.
Lots to be mad about, and then there's people that find all the other things and are mad about that too.
Yeah, it's you have a wall, and you need to hit anything but the bullseye, and they manage to get the bullseye. It's what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well. So far, the show is running. I'd wear the hell out of a purple DrawBomb crew neck sweatshirt. Fuck me too. Dude, I would actually wear the hell. If we had a sick design, I would wear the hell out of a DrawBomb sweatshirt.
We're going to make some clothes. Shirts, maybe a sweatshirt. I would love to have a sweatshirt, so I would love to
have a sweatshirt. I feel like sweatshirt would be the first thing to do. I don't know why.
We're going to do it. I feel like that one's not even that far off because I want to learn to screen print anyway.
Yeah.
But that one will be soon. And I think since we're still small, or since we just are small,
yeah, I don't think we'll ever be not small.
Yeah, and that's all right. I'm gonna do pre-order things so that way everyone wins. Yeah. Not sitting here with 30 crates of t-shirts that nobody wants.
Yeah, I think we definitely do it on a pre-order basis.
Yeah, totally.
And we keep the design around in case we can do reruns, we can always do
show the design. Yeah, oh totally. Yeah, we can always make more, but for the initial run, I could be like, here's the design. If you want, here's the design photoshopped on a shirt.
Yeah.
If you want to own the real thing, buy it, and then in like a couple months you'll get it.
It'd be such a cliche, but I'd love to do a DrawBomb where it's like the bomb guy, but he's doing that classic Sonic pose, you know, where he's like snapping at the camera. You know what I mean?
Could do it.
You know the pose I'm talking about though.
He's like in the ring, like it's like the logo, like
yeah.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Well, yeah, but he's like kind of like doing like a weird strut, you know.
Maybe I don't. Let me look.
I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah, I know the one. Yes, I see it.
Yeah, it'd be fun to do a bomb guy,
like
but he's doing that, you know. That's like so unoriginal as an idea though. Like it's because everyone's done it. Like I just saw somebody the other week who did it, and I'm like, ah.
Well, I have bad news for you.
It's a fun drawing to do.
If you're only gonna make things that are original, you're done making
never gonna
things
do,
today.
Yeah.
You've finished making things. You've done it all.
Yeah. Gianna says I don't have any room in my drawers for any more t-shirts, and I can show you right now, Gianna. There are my t-shirt drawer currently, I don't think is closed. It is like stuffed. The shirts are pouring out as I try and close it.
I'm pretty good at purging stuff, so I don't know. I throw things away all the time.
Gianna is actually telling
donate.
me to currently sell this sweatshirt, or not sell this sweatshirt, to throw it out.
Why? It's reversible. It turns into a t-shirt. Watch. Slip your arm out of that hole, and you now are wearing a short sleeve.
Oh,
I'm gonna ruin it by making you do this. I was gonna say that was a mistake. Wow, look at that. Summer's coming up.
Hey.
And
sun's out,
guns out.
I don't have any guns anymore. They atrophied with the winter time.
Mad Lad says, what about a Doinkler shirt that says doink doink, doing doink things, doinking around the city? I would wear the hell out of that.
Wear the hell out of that for sure. I want Doinkler boxers.
And if we do pre-orders, there's no losing, right? Because you only make as many as people are ordering.
Yeah. I want Doinkler boxers, is what I'm saying, though.
There you go.
I feel like Doinkler boxers are the way to go.
It might be the way to go. I can't see any negatives.
Just reading through the chat now. No negatives. No negatives. None at all. Alright. Man, these people are chasing this leprechaun.
I want to go.
I want to go. Gianna says, wait, I want Doinkler boxers. Yeah, I feel like Doinkler boxers is the move. Like a dope ass DrawBomb dude doing
I don't know about screen printing boxers. I feel like they have to be like fabric.
You can't screen print the box. I'm definitely thinking pipe territory at this point. You could probably like find a way to get boxers printed though. Like I feel like
boxers are pipe territory, I guess.
Yes, they are. You got that right.
Cock joke.
Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter.
Oh, God, he's Joeing out.
I'm Joe. Hey, Peter. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, man. Help me. Hey, Peter.
I had a lot of fun last week watching Hercules.
Me too, man. I had such a blast.
Should we do that again tomorrow?
Absolutely, dude. 100%.
Okay.
I was actually like the next day I was at work being like, fuck, I want to watch Hercules tonight.
We're gonna herc more.
We can watch way more Hercules because there's a lot less tech support to do, I think, to get it going, because we have the solution now.
Right. Yeah, we know the solution. I don't think we were that stuck in the weeds with it for a while, but it was like probably good 20 minutes. Probably an episode of Herc we lost out on.
Exactly.
I'm excited to we're gonna really dig in once we get to like season. There's 6 seasons of Herc.
There's 6? Amazing. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we got some Hercules to watch.
I had so much fun. I really did.
Yeah.
And I think also the reason I was having fun too is we were getting work done on the animation, and that was like kind of also very exciting to kind of
we were making good progress, and I think the chat was enjoying it. At least people there that during that one.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Me too.
Brandon, speaking of which, have you watched any or have you participated in any media this week?
Yes, I think I have. I'm trying to think of like what I've watched a few different things. So there's been a lot of shows that are just like coming out weekly, so I'm kind of probably saying those every single week when we do this.
Yes.
So
Severance.
Those ones, Severance, White Lotus, Common Side Effects. These are all weekly little things that I've been. Invincible. Okay, that's one I can talk about. Invincible season 3
the season's over.
Finale. It was, gosh, it was good, but it was like not feel good by any means, and it was like so relentlessly. That's the show that really like effectively does like like you watch something like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, and you like occasionally lose a character you like, and that Invincible is just like, what if the world was destroyed? Like everybody, like just what if everything got ruined? What if all the characters died? What if stuff like that? Like they just push it even harder. I guess it's Robert Kirkman, and he did Walking Dead, so big surprise. But loves to kill stuff.
I mean, he knows how to make a story where you're really worried for people.
But the last 2 episodes of the season are just like relentless, like bad things happening to the characters you like.
Oof.
So much so that like the second to last episode feels like how are they even going to come back from this as a series? And then as soon as it ends and the characters have a second to breathe, something else shows up that's like worse in the next episode. You're just like, fuck.
That feels like my life.
Yeah, exactly. So it hurts, but it's really good. I like that show a lot. Just not a feel good season ender by any means, but doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I talk to my mom, she doesn't really watch much.
She likes Invincible
TV
a lot
movies.
Too?
She loves Invincible. She's a big Invincible head. No, she doesn't really watch movies or TV, like just in general. She just doesn't. Not how she spends her time. And so the few things she does watch, if there's any like conflict or like anybody's like having a bad time, like
she's out.
Just an interesting story. She's like, oh no, it's terrible. Like the characters were all upset and this and that. I'm like, what do you watch? Like
that's called a show.
No. Yeah, that's like a story. Like there's a story arc, right? Like every story arc has like a hero's journey. Like even if it's like on like the smallest scale, like even
Bluey
sitcoms,
has conflicts. Like even
right.
Characters go through.
You have to, otherwise there's no story there, right?
There are shows like that though, where it's just like, oh, we're having a good day.
Yeah, I know there are, and that's what she likes. If she watches anything, but
I gotta get her list. I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what she watches. Probably not much of anything.
Yeah.
But
YouTube video essays.
She just rewatches the first season of Ted Lasso over and over. She doesn't actually, but that would probably be up her alley.
That would probably. I mean, Ted Lasso still has their moments where they're sad.
Sure, but they're usually like a few minutes during each episode, and then they're like, and then everyone hugged at the end of the episode.
Yeah. And Santa Claus.
I'm harder on that show than I need to be. I actually think season 1 is very good.
I think season 1 is like perfect, and then every season after that goes a bit too hard into the sap territory. Like I feel like season 1 straddles it all really well.
Yeah. It's fun though. The writing's pretty good, and I don't know.
It's nice. It's good to have a show that makes you feel good.
Yeah, not everything. I guess I don't need to watch everything where everybody's having a bad time all the time.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, in Ted Lasso, they're usually having a bad time, but they work through it with love and friendship.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I watch. I like the opposite of that in my stuff, and maybe that says something about me. But I don't know. I think like sometimes the best comedy is like when everything's like awkward.
Oh, so
and uncomfortable.
Have you seen Peep Show?
I don't. I've seen parts, but no, I have not.
Man, That
Not
sounds like
all the way through.
it sounds like up your alley when you say that.
I should watch it.
Peep Show is great. It took me a while. Peep Show is really hard for me to get into because it was so awkward, and like just embarrassing. But then after there was like one specific episode that like a character is like on jury duty and the other character is like doing mushrooms, and I came to the realization like, oh, this is like It's Always Sunny. These are just bad people. It's okay that everything doesn't work out for them because they deserve these bad things to happen to them. And from there, it became so much more fun.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Brandon's audio is coming in crackly.
Oh no, do you hear it that way?
No, not at all. That's...
Okay. So if you don't hear it that way, that at least tells me that it's probably not on my end, right?
Yeah, it's not on your end. It's something with OBS or maybe with...
So I do sometimes have that issue, so that's why I wanted to make sure.
The internet did dip out for a hot second. Also, my bitrate is probably... The bitrate I'm sending out is probably much lower. Yeah, they say it seems better now. Yeah, so I saw that my bitrate had like dipped down a little bit. Oh, and my encoder setting is super... Ooh, okay, hold on. It's down to 5. Okay, hold on. 5,000. The bitrate is now 5,000, which is...
We all have to believe, guys. It runs on the power of belief. Everyone, look within you.
I gotta believe.
Different stuff I've been watching. Unless right now is not a good time if you're fixing things.
No, that's okay. What were we talking about before? I just want to make sure we fully wrap that conversation.
We were going through shows, and I was saying I like things where like everybody feels bad.
Yes.
My mom does not.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe it says something about me. I just think conflict is the most entertaining, especially when it's fictional. I don't like that as much in like real.
Oh yeah.
Stuff. I mean, I do like some like reality TV slop, but it's usually, I don't know. I have to be in the mood, and only the people have to be terrible if I'm enjoying them.
Some
like,
good reality TV slop is the Great British Baking Show / Great British Bake Off. If you're actually,
that's a positive show. My mom probably like that.
Very wholesome show, super heartwarming. When the characters get voted off of the show, or like when the characters like lose and they have to like leave the show, everybody like hugs them and tells them how great they were and like how much they're gonna miss them, and it's like it's so wholesome and heartwarming, even if it is sad sometimes.
I know people love it.
Yeah, because the vibes are good. Like the vibes are really good on that show.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that as well. I'm not saying just because I consume a lot of the alternative doesn't mean I don't like sappy stuff too.
Yeah, I feel you.
But we've been watching a lot of Survivor. Our good friends Jenna and Drew, we always
love Drew, love Jenna.
The last couple seasons we've been doing a pool with them where we all, before the season starts, you just basically get a chart of everybody's face, their names, and their real life profession. We don't know anything else about them, and then we do a draft and we all pick our people, and then as the show goes on, every time somebody gets voted off, one of us loses a person, and somebody's trying to like win the whole thing, you know?
Yeah. So it's
so
like
that makes
fantasy
it really fun.
Survivor.
Exactly. Except you don't really have any knowledge going in as to who's good.
Oh yeah.
You know, so very often we're picking people that we're like,
it's
I hope my own guy gets voted off because he is a
piece of shit.
Like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a vibes game, you know? It's all vibes.
Yeah.
Which is what like reality shows are anyways. Like reality shows are all vibes.
I think Survivor is actually a good show. I think there's hardly any reality TV that's like actually like quality television. Yeah. Like it all feels like it's like cheap slop. And this actually feels like the game is actually like a well-designed game. The production feels good. Like it doesn't feel like a hate fest or you're just like hating everybody on purpose. I mean, yes, there are some edits for that, of course, but it doesn't feel like the players are being trapped like a lot of shows are, where they're like farming that like that like say something bad on TV so we can get you and like replay it, and like, you know, there's some of that, I'm sure, but they're not like actively seeking that out as much. And ultimately it's a social game where like the way you treat each other really like affects whether you win or not. So it's causes people, you know, the vibes are pretty good.
I dig it
most of the time. It's a good show. It's fun. It has very kind of like, you know, Among Us vibes for like as far as the TV show goes, or like, you know, one of those types of games where everybody's like kind of scheming, and lying to each other, but also there's real relationships and stuff like that. Anyways, it's fun to watch.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, I do want to watch it. I listened to a podcast, the Funhouse podcast, and they had a segment called Simpin' for Survivor and Bustin' for Bachelorette, where they would basically discuss that previous week of Bachelor and Survivor. And hearing them talk about Survivor, I was like, man, this actually sounds interesting. I gotta watch this.
It's pretty fun. Most of the other shows make me feel a little icky. I still like enjoy them sometimes, but this one, no icky feelings. It's pretty like
nice.
I don't know. Feels pretty good. Doesn't feel like people are taking too advantage of like a lot of other reality TV.
Yeah. There was one dude.
The only thing you could maybe feel bad about is the fact that people are
getting.
No, still the game seems pretty fun. Honestly, like I would play it. Like it doesn't. Sometimes you watch these shows and you're like, oh, this is just like a reflection back on like how fucked up our system is, where people are like, I need to win this game show so I can pay for my mom's like medical bills.
Right.
This one doesn't feel as much that way because the game actually seems like it'd be fun. Like I would play it.
Yeah, for sure. The dudes, the people who on the Funhouse podcast, they actually brought somebody who had been on Survivor twice, I believe, on to like talk about the show and stuff like that. And I checked out the dude's Instagram out of curiosity because I was like, huh, vibes seem good. And I checked out his Instagram. Dude was based as fuck. Like I was like, oh yeah, the vibes were good. It's good to see. Just
pass the check.
Out and proud about it, like about his basedness too. So that was cool to see. He was just like, yeah, I got based opinions and I'm gonna fucking make them known. I don't give a shit. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. So that was cool. That was cool to see.
Nice.
It also made me happy that like the podcast I was listening to, I was like, you know, it's just nice when like it's confirmed that the vibes are good. So it's like you're not like worried you're gonna like stumble into like some like conspiratorial content or like something just like outright hateful or something like that, you know. You're just like, oh my god, on the internet. Right. That's the thing, is like every YouTube channel, anytime I find a new YouTube channel, I have to like the trajectory. I gotta vet them, you know. I gotta be like, okay, like what are you saying in like this video that could be kind of like you could have a fucked up opinion on this, and then I check and I'm like, okay, opinion's not so fucked up. What is it about the website sending you your giant YouTube plaque that makes you go off the rails, become a weird like Nazi incel? I don't know, man. What I think it is survivorship bias can really fuck with people, I think, you know. So like when you have essentially gotten lucky and sort of broken the fault through, and like kind of now you're on this whole new trajectory that, like, to be honest, most human beings are just not equipped to handle. Right. You kind of, your brain breaks, I think, and you sort of like, when your brain breaks, you're sort of like, it's cracked open essentially, so like anything can slip into it. And I think there's also a lot of people who are looking for people as their brains are breaking to scoop them up and to kind of like shepherd them towards like these like horrible sort of like ideologies and sort of things like that. And you identify a person who's like breaking through, and thus their brain is breaking in a way, and you kind of like, you know, I think there are people who do that, and like I think there are also that information is just out there on the internet. Like all of the you know, the internet has both all of the information as well as all of the misinformation, and like the misinformation is quadruple. So you can find people like, you know, if you're not safeguarding your brain, you can really fall prey to these sorts of things, because that's exactly what people are doing. And like, you know, your brain breaks in a number of ways. Like there's a number of things that could make your brain break in a way that makes you susceptible to these things. So, you know, I think that's kind of what happens. And sort of getting that huge boost, because like on YouTube, it's never like you usually maybe hope to slowly gain a following and things like that. But how YouTube works is it's kind of like short-term bursts and big gains. So most people who gain a following tend to do it in like huge leaps, and so like you're super duper not equipped, I think, to go from having 100 subscribers to your YouTube channel who are all maybe people who support you and are like, yeah, hell yeah, to being on the front page of YouTube having a video that has 850,000 views, and you know, you've got a bunch of people being like, you fucking talk stupid all of a sudden. You know, I feel like
what's wrong with your face?
That'll break your brain, and I think that's why it happens.
It will. New insecurities unlocked.
Exactly. So I think that's what happens. I think
and you probably become protective of this thing too, because it's so like unusual and rare that you've gotten it, so you're extra like probably become extra weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you start taking steps that maybe a normal rational person would be like, hey, obviously don't do that, but you all of a sudden with your broken brain are like, well, in order to keep my nest egg I've just gotten,
right, you gotta keep.
Uh-oh. I think my Discord broke. Hello, my Discord broke. My Discord crashed. Like that wasn't like my internet, my Discord straight up crashed.
Okay. All right.
So that's fun. I love when that happens, but we're back. We're okay. I don't think my internet didn't dip out anywhere else, it looks like, but say something real quick.
Okay.
Okay, you are audible.
Test 1 2.
You're good. You're audible, you're
Buckle
clear.
my shoe. 3 4.
Sorry about that, folks. That was weird. Rip Discord for sure.
Yeah. It's already starting.
Yeah. They've already enshittified. But yeah, so I think that's my theory, is that people's brains are just prone to breaking when these enormous life events essentially happen. And you're susceptible.
That's true.
And especially because your platform is on the internet where all this misinformation is. You're like right adjacent to it. So, you know, just those are my thoughts.
I think you're probably right. And you know, no one's brain is equipped for it, because we were living in little villages and you only knew about like 100 people or less, like not that long ago.
Exactly. I actually
in the grand scheme of things.
I watch a lot of coder YouTubers now because I'm trying to like enmesh myself in that world a little bit. I understand a quarter of what everyone's saying, maybe.
Hey, that's a decent amount.
It's getting better, you know. It's a little by little. But this one guy, his name's Theo. He's interesting. He's he had this video that was kind of like different from a lot of his normal videos, where he talks about like technology news and things like that, and like his thoughts on this, that, the other. But this one video was about this guy. He was a developer who had essentially been posting malicious updates to a so like there's a coding software called Visual Studio Code, and it's like a very lightweight, really pretty, helpful coding software that really like makes and streamlines your coding process and makes things easier. It's developed by Microsoft. It's completely free. It has like a plugin library, so you can just like completely customize your coding experience and like really automate things, or like customize how it looks and like how colors show up and things like that. It's a lot of fun. And there was this one guy who was pushing updates to a visual theme in the program that was like using a lot of memory and like doing like, it had like encrypted data, and like it had like file types in it that were not necessary to change colors in a program. So people had looked into it, and like by looking into it, this guy like essentially like started flipping out, and like he like made a whole new version of this theme that he hadn't even like started. Like it was like somebody else's thing that he just like contributed to, but he started like claim credit for it and like made his own version and like encrypted all the data. Like he just went nuts essentially. And the guy in this video essentially is making this video calling this dude out. But then like he does that for about the first 20 minutes, and then the second 20 minutes he's like, but why is this dude acting like this, and let's talk about it. And he just basically brings up everything we have just discussed with like graphs and charts and stuff, but like that he makes on the fly. Like he has like a software that makes graphs and charts and stuff that he uses, but he's like talking about how like, you know,
PowerPoint.
Yeah, sort of, but it's like it's like Mila Note or some shit like that. But
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
I know. PowerPoint does fit the bill though. But yeah, he's like talking about how like, you know, you used to only know 5 people that you really knew and like would talk to and like accept their opinions, and like you would only hear like the opinions of maybe 5 people, but then like on the internet now you're being like shown and like told at you like the opinions of, you know, an unlimited number of people essentially.
You got the whole world at your fingertips.
Yeah, and he you know, he essentially talks about everything we just discussed about your brain breaking, and like I can't even claim credit for half the shit I said about, you know, how these YouTubers lose their minds, because it's like, you know, it's essentially what this guy said, but differently with like a different extrapolation. But yeah, no, it's he talks about it, and it's like it came off as very empathetic too, because he had spent the first 20 minutes essentially like calling this person unhinged and like with the behavior they're doing terrible and awful, and then he's like, here's why it happened though, like people were yelling at him on the, like 1,000 people are yelling at him on the internet, and his brain breaks, and like that's obviously like that's okay, like that's gonna happen. Like it was very empathetic, I would say, which was cool to see. It's nice to see when people kind of take a step back from the constant like call outs and like the yelling at each other on the internet, and are just like, hey, like we're humans here still, like there are still human beings at these keyboards who are gonna be like subject to the whims of humans and like our brains, and like our brains are basically like we're just big bags of electric meat, like we're the, like what the fuck.
Whoa, I like that description.
We're
True.
big bags of electric meat making rocks talk to each other. Like that's what we're doing on the internet. If you really want to break it down, we are these chemical reactions that are happening, and we're making rocks talk to each other, and that's how this is happening at all on the internet right now. And
yeah,
that's fucking unnatural. It's bizarre.
It is unnatural.
In the grand scheme of things, that is bizarre as hell. So the fact that like we as walking chemical reactions, bags of electric meat, made these rocks talk to each other so that a dude from like Estonia could call me a piece of shit. Like, I don't know. Yeah. It's gonna. That's not how it's supposed to work. That's gonna break your brain. So.
Somebody on the other side of the planet should not be able to call me a slur.
Yeah.
Easily. They should have to work for it. But right now, you can just do it.
You can just do it, man. Like you can just fucking call me. You could just tell me you fucked my mom. And like.
Yeah.
Like I was like
from across the world.
Yeah.
So. Don't have to ever know me or see my face, and you can still tell me that.
Yep.
And make sure I see it.
It's pretty messed up. So
it's pretty wild. Yeah, and you know, you think about like not just physical evolution, but like in our brain's evolution. Like it takes a long time before you start to get like your body, you know, like, or people like adjusting to their surroundings. And this stuff's still so new that it's we're like apes with this crazy alien technology, basically.
YouTube as it is today is radically different from YouTube in 2017, which is radically different from YouTube in 2007. Like it's such a roller coaster of change right now because this technology is still so fresh.
I mean, I remember people were getting the internet in their home for the first time around the 90s, so like that's within our lives.
I remember fucking I remember being on the internet in like 2003, 2005, and knowing that most people, if I said like I was on this website, they'd be like, what are you talking about? Like now everyone uses the internet, but like it used to be nobody used the internet, but like the absolute fucking nerds, and I was one, so I was there. I was on the forums talking about.
It used to be exciting when you got an email.
Yeah. You used to get a sound when you got an individual email because they were so rare and you had to know.
It was an exciting time.
It was an exciting time, the Wild West.
But
before the Wild West really got settled by
anything that's
bandits.
Like life-changing and like amazing and has like a million positives will have a million negatives. Like you can't have one without the other.
Absolutely. So it's just, you know, it's absolutely nuts out here on the internet. Hey Lotus Clock, it's okay that you overslept. It's not a big deal.
Welcome.
You missed the technical difficulties. My computer got fucked in a Windows update, so I had to reinstall Windows. So I had to recreate the show, so everything's not quite working up to snuff. I just didn't have time. I'm sorry!
Oh, it's fine.
The bomb men are going after his lucky charms.
I'm really mad about it, but
I'm furious. I'm furioso.
yeah, well, you're the only one who has the right to be furious.
Yeah. I'm Imperator Furiosa.
Wow. I should rewatch that.
Which one?
I feel like it'd
Fury
be good
Road or
to
Furiosa? Okay, yeah.
I think it would just be like interesting to kind of see it again now with like
Fresh.
having given it a second.
Yeah, like now that you have had a chance to sort of emotionally
I
separate
liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too. I still think about that one action scene where he's like got the shotgun rifle, and he's just kind of like taking cover behind the many cars, and he's like, you know, like kind of. You know what I mean? That one scene, that was those action scenes were beautifully shot. I was like watching that, and I just kept thinking like, fuck, why can't more people direct action scenes good as hell like this guy is?
I know. I was watching a stream, and somebody was talking about movies, and he was discussing Mad Max and the new one and all this and blah blah blah, and I forget. Well, he said he liked the new one, but he was like, I didn't like it as much because, I mean, I just don't think Furiosa is as strong as of a main character.
What?
And this is a popular kind of streamer, and he has like thousands of people in his chat, and I said the first movie, Furiosa, was the main character, and he read my comment, and then he and the entire chat made fun of me.
I mean, you're right.
I mean, granted, he's the streamer, and whatever he says, like the majority of the chat's gonna like
of course
back him up.
Yeah.
But he was like, okay, and then like, and I felt angry. Even though like, who cares? But I was just like, what? This is a good take.
Why are you booing me? You know I'm right.
Yeah. Exactly. I was mad. And I just want to share that with you, somebody.
Yeah. No, I think
who cares?
You were correct. Also,
for a moment, I was just like,
I'm sorry. Hold on. Also, because Furiosa is the less good character, she has infinitely more Mad Max says like 3 fucking things in all of Fury Road.
Right.
He says nothing. He's silent, basically.
He's just there as like an avenue to tell her story.
Yeah, he's like Doctor Who in those Doctor Who episodes where like he's just kind of like an observer of this shenanigans going on at some random point that he popped into. Like,
right.
Man, what a bad take those guys had.
Yeah. I was outraged.
You should be.
I'm like, wow, this big streamer picked mine out of the like thousands of comments. He picked it because he agrees and he thinks it's good, and then he like was like,
no,
and everybody was like with him, and I was mad.
That's stupid as hell. Well, you haven't named names, but like,
yeah. I mean, I'm not like protecting it, but who cares? It was Will Neff's stream, but like,
oh, hilarious.
I'm like, and he talks about film all the time. It's like once a week he does like a film show, stuff like that, and he went to film school and all this stuff. So, you know, people take his word, and I think a lot of times his takes are pretty good on his film related stuff. Yeah. But I was very surprised.
Such a bad take.
I was surprised at the reception.
Okay, I'm also having a weird.
Because I'm
having a weird issue with draw power.
What's going on?
Now. I'm like trying to draw in a color, but it just keeps getting turned to black. I think. Oh,
is there?
I think I fixed it. There we go.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, there's a setting I had changed.
Oh, no.
Pick a color and I want it.
Something bad just happened, and you've broken the rules twice already.
The word.
There's been a word ban.
Well, we don't. It doesn't count until I put on the timer.
That's true. That's true. I'm just letting you know that.
Okay.
This is happening.
All right, it's gonna happen now. You ready?
Yes.
10 minutes, right? Or 5 minutes? We were talking about maybe doing it for 10 minutes because that'd be kind of more intense.
I'm down for either.
All right. 10 minutes on the clock, and you can't say that sentence anymore that you just
10
said.
minutes. Brandon is going to talk in third person.
Ian thinks that's a good idea.
Our chat thinks they're clever.
They think they're so smart.
A tough word.
They
but
think
Brandon
that they can get
sees
you
further. And Brandon will not be got this time.
That's right. Brandon will not be got. Ian will not be got. You or me will not be got.
Ian.
Brandon.
Have you consumed any media? I know you've been fixing things and you've been working on things, so possibly not, but...
technically the word I'm is a contraction, so it's not even a different word. Technically Ian is watching the Bernie Mac show with his family.
Oh, nice. Brandon has watched that in the past,
Oh, yeah?
at least some of it.
I like it. Ah, shit, I said it. Beep! Ian likes the Bernie Mac show. It's a good show.
Yeah, Brandon always thought it was pretty decent.
Every episode.
But it holds up?
Yeah, it holds up. Holds up very well. Still very funny. Bernie
Rip
Mac.
torn in peace.
Rip torn in peace. Bernie Mac gone too
Bernard
soon.
Mac.
Gone too soon.
It's true.
It's very funny though. He has a lot of great lines. Every episode sort of follows a very fun sort of plot arc where the kids are causing some kind of ruckus. Bernie Mac is like just comes down with the hammer on them, and then Bernie Mac, the kids are like, fine, we'll play along while we figure out our next shenanigan. This tricks Bernie Mac. Then the kids pull their next shenanigan like immediately after Bernie Mac says like, look, these kids are behaving well now. And then immediately after the kids pull a shenanigan, and then Bernie Mac's like, these dang kids. And then they sort the issue out, and then it's a nice sweet ending to the episode. And that's generally how every episode goes.
That's generally what Brandon remembers of the show.
Yeah. As the show goes on, maybe they have a couple of different plot arcs. The last couple episodes Ian watched were about like Bernie Mac's family and like their relationship with him. So it was less about the kids causing a ruckus and more about like his family kind of doing things.
Gotcha. Shows where Bernie comes from.
Yes, yes.
Why Bernie is the way that Bernie is.
And his wife Wanda. You kind of learn a bit about her character's backstory as well.
Nice.
Right.
Nice. Is that the show that you've been watching with the fam?
Yeah, that's been the fam show after we finished MASH.
Nice. When did you finish MASH?
Like a month ago, I want to say. Pretty recently.
Did it end in any kind of way?
Yeah,
the war ends.
It has a proper ending. The war ends. Everyone goes home. Pierce, at the beginning of the episode, is in a mental hospital because he accidentally made a woman strangle her child.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
MASH gets into some stuff.
MASH does not fucking play. Like they do actually. They play quite a bit. But when MASH wants to get serious, they drop the hammer. They really
Brandon likes
do.
that.
Yeah. No, it's a great show actually.
Brandon likes the contrast of like being able to do drama and comedy both really well in the same thing.
It's a really good show. If you folks have not seen MASH yet, I know it's a show from 1970, I think, but it's still just as good. It holds up, and not only that, it still holds up, still very good, but also it's still very relevant. A lot of the it sucks because of how little has changed since the 70s and probably the 50s that they're talking about too. So
Zone Dog says they started talking at work like 2 years ago about how good MASH is, and everyone made fun of them and called them old.
That sucks. One more and you're canceled. Oh no. We better not say that word no more.
Brandon does not want that.
No.
Brandon has been playing some different games.
Oh, tell Ian about this.
Brandon started streaming a little bit of Max Payne 3
That's right.
the other night. I'm gonna do more of that. It's not like a spectacular game, but it's the gunplay is really fun and satisfying. And Brandon hasn't played it in I don't know, a long time.
Nice.
Brandon played through the other Max Paynes not too long ago.
How's that?
And I mean, they're great. They're a little weird at times, but
Yes,
they're great.
so.
And Brandon just wanted to replay this one too.
Well, I think that's a good choice.
Oh, that's right. That's something big to talk about.
What?
I'm trying not to use the word. Brandon and Zone Dog completed Baldur's Gate 3 finally. We've been playing it since it came out like a year and a half ago, and we beat it. And it was awesome. The game's just great. I mean, everybody who knows about it already knows that. It's like really impressive. It's the closest thing I've ever seen a video game come to like D&D in like a satisfying way, where you have so many decisions that you can make at any given moment, and like tools in your tool bag, and like different characters you can build and situations you can find yourself in. So it's an amazing game to begin with, but the story was satisfying all the way to the end. Brandon liked it a lot. And funnier, Zone Dog and I have had this thing. I think I just said the word. It's really hard for me to talk and think about this at the same time. Zone Dog and Brandon have had this thing since the beginning where we each picked a character we were trying to romance the whole game. And we both, I feel, Brandon feels like we both just did everything right, and we both pretty much got friend zoned the whole game. In a game that is, are you muted, by the way? I feel like Brandon hasn't heard you talk in a second. Yep, but I don't hear you. Anyways, it's a game that is, pretty horny to begin with. You're allowed to have sex with any number of things, and we both failed until the very last scene of the game. My character successfully, sealed the deal with the character I had been trying to romance the whole game.
Ooh, hello.
Hello, I hear you again.
Okay, go ahead. I heard everything.
Okay, so in the very last scene, Brandon's character successfully sealed the deal with the person I've been trying to romance the whole game. And Zone Dog, he's like, okay, this is my chance. And without any major spoilers, what basically happened is the character he was trying to romance was being sent to like a bad dimension, and in the biggest like attempt to simp there's ever been, he's like, I'm going with you. And so they basically go to like hell together, and then when they get there, the character is like, hell's a lot better with a friend like you here, and then hands him a cigar, and then pats him on the back and like runs off, and now he's in hell.
That's so fun, and like he got friend zoned even more.
Yeah, he went to hell, and he still got friend zoned.
My God.
Very very funny.
That's very cool.
Cancelled.
We don't have our stuff working right now, but we're
say
still
the
rebuilding
words.
from the wreckage.
Ian did say that word.
Cancelled.
It was awesome. Brandon stumbled through that a little bit because I'm trying to not use the word, but I think the point is clear. It was really funny, and let the record show I won. I won the game.
You got down and dirty.
I did. My character made some weird choices. By the end, I was unrecognizable to how I started the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of changes had occurred for my character throughout the game.
What could that possibly mean?
I don't want to spoil anything for you, but a lot changed for me. It was kind of grotesque by the end of the game in multiple ways.
Oh my.
It's a great game. I still would love to play that.
I would love to play that with you guys. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Maybe that'd be a DB after DBAD.
I think that would be a really good one actually, because it's with a game like that, it's almost good if you have like a consistent meeting time, like real D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that.
Nice.
And then finally,
adding shadow to the ground.
Leviathan Den. Yeah, just a little quick one. Leviathan Den and I started trying out Repo.
That's right.
Which is a Lethal Company like, but feels like the developers are a little bit more like kind of working on it more consistently. So it's got a lot more polish to it. A few different like mechanics that are pretty fun. It's pretty cool. I would like to play some of that as well.
Yeah, I downloaded it and I bought it.
Amazing. Cool, we should play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I played a little bit with Morgan, and I played a little bit with Leviathan Den, and it's very fun, but I need to play with more than 2 people, because right now, if you've played Lethal Company, you know why that's difficult to play with 2 people. You basically like, as soon as one person dies, the other person is like in a very precarious spot. Yeah, and it's easy to die in these games. That's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah, they're kind of made for dying a lot.
Yeah, but I think that'd be fun if we could convince a few more people. I think the more the merrier with those types of games.
Absolutely. I actually been.
Anyways, that's what I've been doing.
I've been following the devs on YouTube because they post like funny update videos that are cute and like well done.
That's cool. Yeah, it seems like they're like kind of engaging with the community quite a bit, which is always a good sign, I think, for game dev, because it usually means they're like listening and they're also like actively working on it. It's not like every once in a while you have one of those games that's like 75% completed and you like go to their Twitter and they haven't posted anything in like a year and a half and you're like, is this dead? Is this game dead? Well, I don't know.
Like with Lethal Company and Valheim, it's like you hear so little that you're not sure if the game is still being worked on, even though like you're pretty sure they are, but like sometimes it's hard to tell.
Valheim's devs are pretty like, they're always dropping
They do post
stuff
on the Steam news, I guess. Yeah. Lethal Company still updates pretty like
trailer for the last chunk of the game recently.
Nice. Let me check Lethal Company's. When's the last time Lethal Company posted a news post? Oh, we're back. We are back. I had to swap out my.
Oops, I ran an ad.
Oh no, well, that's okay. Yeah. Oh, everything went kaplop.
Sure did. All right. Well, I'll save this drawing. We're
pretty much at the end, anyways, right?
Oh yeah, we only got like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
True. All right. Well, I'm gonna save this and we can wrap her up.
That's right. Yeah, so the last update did come out. Just like overall, like any sort of information from Lethal Company came out in December. Gotcha. Which is actually like compared to the recent, like, because their other posts were January, April, June, July, August, several times in August, September, October, December. So it's like, the gap between now and the last update is a bit longer than usual.
Okay. Yeah. It just kind of sounds like radio silent, and I think it's like one person working on it. So
it is, yeah.
That's fair, but also, it's cool to see a game that's like getting new stuff all the time and like getting quality of life updates and all that noise.
Yeah, there are new, there's been quite a few updates since we last played Lethal Company. So I think if we were to play,
I'm sure,
we'd probably get some. We'd probably see some interesting things happen. But
I would think so, and I'd be down to play that one too.
Yeah,
but either way, I would like to play both, either or both. And if anybody in the chat wants to join, it's a relatively cheap game. It's like
$10,
$9, $10, and we'd be happy to have you.
Absolutely. We've been playing Split Fiction too, which has been a lot of fun.
Yes, Split Fiction. We'll be doing that tomorrow night if you're down.
That's right. I'm super duper duper down. And we'll probably, with how like late we went last time, we'll probably beat it.
We might. It's possible. I don't know how long it is. But I've been having a lot of fun with it. It was really cool. I hope it goes a while just because I want to see more.
Yeah.
I love the variation. And I hope there's more.
I'm interested because, so like we got through, I would say, a major game in Split Fiction. We got through my character's like one sci-fi story at least, like completed it. So now we're doing one of your character's like main stories. It seems like we're going to be in that story for a while, doing like the side bubbles and things like that. So after we complete your character's story, we'll either be put into a third and final story, we'll be doing one more story from each character, or the game will be over. So that's kind of what'll be interesting to see.
But I'm enjoying it. I hope there's more.
Me too. I'm having a lot of fun.
I hope there's more.
It's a good time. The writing isn't like perfect, but it's written well enough that I enjoy it, and I'm intrigued in seeing what happens next. Game seems.
I felt that way about the last two of their games. The writing is the weakest part, but the gameplay is kind of unique and like lovingly crafted enough that it overshadows any of the writing, and it's just kind of like I don't mind that much. But it is the weakest part of all three of them.
It's one of those, like, all of the games made by Hazelight kind of have the same thing that I think happens with Remedy games. The guys who make Control, Alan Wake, Max Payne, except for Max Payne 3. I think Rockstar did all of Max Payne 3. And the story's pretty solid in that. But what with Remedy, and the story in Max Payne 1 is decent enough too. But with Remedy, it seems like they really think that their strength is in the stories that they're writing. And it's not, like the writing is not at all nearly as good as I think they think it is. And I think with Hazelight, I feel like they feel the same, like it's the same sort of deal where like they think that one of their big strengths is the writing, and in my opinion, no.
It's funny. No, that's fair. I think about that a lot, where if you're the one who's so close to the project and you're the one writing it, I wonder how often writers kind of have a different vision of their thing than what everybody else sees. It's got to be often, right? I always think like if you're a weak writer and you have a writing job, you're doing your best, but like in your eyes, you're doing your best. So this product is like, I mean, it's got to be good, right? Because it's like I don't know how to describe it better than that, but it's I always wonder like if how many things have I worked on where I'm like, this is great, and everybody else is like, meh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's like you'll as the creator of something, it's impossible for you to have like an objective viewpoint.
Totally.
It's just impossible.
I'm always curious how things I make are perceived. Just not even just writing, but like art, everything. I'm always wondering, like, even when I think I nailed it, like, I wonder how other people see it. Like,
sometimes I wonder that, but then also I start to think about how everybody perceives everything differently, and I start to think like, oh man, like it's impossible to like one person's reaction could be a complete 180 from another person's reaction, and it's just like there's literally like there's no way to plan for the chaos. There's no way to predict the chaos that would be that.
All you can do is write it for you, and like don't try to chase trends. Write it for yourself and hope it resonates, because if you're chasing trends, then you're making you might be doing both things, making something bad and you're not even having fun making it. So It's a lose-lose.
Yeah. No, if you got to make it for yourself first and foremost. And maybe the guy who's making the Hazelight games and the Remedy games, maybe sometimes it does feel like they're making it for them first and foremost, or like the games that they would want to make. So those games are beloved, and maybe the writing's not great, but they're beloved for a reason. So
yeah, the gameplay is very, like, I don't know, impressive. I'd say it's always just like so unique in one scene from the next. They basically have to code like 30 different games
yeah
for pack them in together.
It's pretty nuts.
And it's got to be an interesting job as a game developer to be like, all right, I'm going to work months on this segment that's going to be 2 minutes long, and then you got to build another one.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, the thing is, like, I feel like that's probably more fun than working on the same mechanics for 5 years. You know, like,
yeah.
I think about all the like I've been streaming before I got stuck with these commissions and like really had to get them done. I was streaming Ratchet and Clank, the original PS2 games, and those games have so many mini games in them. You're doing a new game every 5 seconds, and I think it's like the developers are just like, fuck, I would love to code a different game right now, and then they do. So yeah, I assume it's just like if it's like a nice way to kind of like quote unquote stretch your legs.
Yeah. And I think you made a good point too about like everything's perceived differently. You can never predict that. You know, you never know what's gonna resonate with people. I had like this is a good example. I think I had like 2 or 3 years ago, somebody reached out to me who had found a drawing I did that was on my DeviantArt from like 15 years ago, and it's just living on the internet somewhere, and this person liked it so much they got it tattooed on themselves, and they just like emailed me a picture.
What was it?
Or like, because that was like the only way it's just a random like Fantastic Mr. Fox fan art I did. But it's just like it wasn't even like, it's just like a quick drawing I did, and this person I just resonated with them that much. But it's just weird. The internet's a weird place.
You can never predict it, man. You can truly never predict it.
They're like, hey, I just wanted to hopefully this is cool, but I just wanted to let you know that I did this. And I'm like, whoa, yeah, I wouldn't have guessed, but that's cool, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's flattering for sure, but it's also like, you sure?
It is flattering.
You sure?
It is flattering. That tattoo's gonna outlive that person.
True.
By a little bit.
Till the skin starts to fade. Yeah.
Sure. I guess that's a weird measurement. I don't know why I went there.
I mean,
but
it's
it's just strange.
It
is flattering. It's interesting. They're gonna be an old person with that, walking around with that on them someday.
Cool.
Somebody's grandpa is gonna have my drawing on them just somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's a guy named B-Chaps.
Maybe he's already a grandpa. I don't know anything about this person.
True.
We didn't.
Maybe they're already dead.
Then. Hey. Oh God! Wow, this just took the darkest turn ever.
And Brandon. Well, I'm gonna read the chat real quick before we do that.
Okay.
Mad Lad says I can definitely think of some writers who think they wrote something good but didn't. Gianna says she wonders the same thing about her writing / music. Lotus Clock says I've drawn a cute little bomb man in a draw along. We'll have to check that out in just a moment. I have that queued up and ready to go. Yes. Even though I don't have the proper bomb draw along scenes set up in OBS. I didn't have the time.
That's all right. And
then Gianna says yes, just make something you like genuinely. And then Mad Lad says, I agree that writers should write what they want to, but not when it comes to an established franchise or world.
True, yeah.
I have varying opinions on that. I think you're allowed to make adaptations, but if you're doing like the next official thing in a series, you should obviously kind of stick to the canon. Otherwise, why are you even writing that project in the first place? But if you're doing an adaptation, like you're doing like, oh, what if Frankenstein, but in space? You know, you're allowed to fucking go wild with that then. But if you're doing like John Wick 5, if you're like creating John Wick 5, you kind of can't have John Wick not kill people in that, and then unless like there's like a really good like reason behind it, like there's a good motivation behind it, like John Wick kind of has to do murders.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go check out.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
If you have like an established thing, don't change it up too much unless you're doing it for a good reason, like a fun, creative reason. Then I guess I'm on board. I don't know.
I think like I think you're allowed to go. You're allowed to make choices when it comes to like working on a creative work. Like for instance, the Halo TV show. Let's take for instance. I don't think you can make the choice to have Master Chief be like in his bare ass, like in like the first episode. I don't think you can make that choice good. That's a bad choice
What?
because in the original series, he doesn't even take his fucking helmet off. Now you're showing me his ass. I got to see Master Chief's ass cheeks before I got to see his face. Are you shitting me? Like, that's just not going to work.
They're giving the fans what they want. You know,
just not going to work.
Been writing letters relentlessly for many years. And I think they just want to shut me up.
Those Master Cheeks.
I want Master Chief to show hole.
That's right. I need a hole. I'm here to finish the hole. Anyways, let's go check out these. This is what Lotus Clock drew.
Let's do it. Let's see.
Little bummin' saluting. Little bummin' salute. Look at that.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I like it.
I like the sunglasses.
I wonder if those are gonna be colored soon. I'm assuming those are gonna be filled in at some point since I see Lotus's little
What?
cursor.
Oh, it's all colored on mine.
Oh, because my internet. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, your internet's doing some things.
I have fixed it. Let's try that again. There we go. Much better.
Wow.
Beautiful lad.
Well done.
Well done, lad.
His
Well
mustache
done.
makes me think that's how he talks too.
Beautiful lad. Well done.
You're going to space, lad.
We're going to space, lad. So Brandon.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Check out Super Hero Team versus
Hero
the
Super
Doinkler
Team.
on our YouTube. Hero Super Team versus the Doinkler on our YouTube. Check it out. It's fun. Almost everybody in our chat helped with it.
Yes, they did.
It's a good time. You should check it out. I think I'm proud of it. Ian edited his little bottom off.
Oh my gosh, did I?
It looks great. That's
Thank
probably
you.
what killed his computer. His computer probably killed itself after that.
I mean, I did put it through its paces. Let me just say that right now. I'm actually.
How about you, Ian? Anything to plug?
I'm gonna grab a link to this Hero Super Team in just a moment. But I don't know if there's any way to get it still. But the book that I'm in just came out.
Mine gets delivered tomorrow, I think.
Hell yeah!
I just got the notification. I'm excited.
Nice. It came today. My dad got his
Yours
copies.
is still in the plastic.
I got my copies. Mine came with a really beautiful Risa print. I'm gonna zoom in on myself so you can see if I can make the NVIDIA.
But yeah, your green screen is deleting it. Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it's very
Awesome.
Cool. But a story I wrote is in there. It's in there. It's there. You can read it. I'm not sure how you can get it now because it was originally like a Kickstarter thing. What is it?
No, I know. I said almost everybody helped with it.
Oh no, I was looking at Lotus's thing in the chat. I was just checking. Okay,
Right.
I understand.
I think the stream's probably a little delayed.
Yeah, my bandwidth has been ass
because of
tonight.
the stuff.
My bandwidth has been very bad, so people are on quite a delay, which is unfortunate. But it is now.
It's all good. We'll get back. You know, we'll be running smoothly again. We'll be herking and splitting tomorrow. We're gonna get herked.
That's right. We're gonna get herked out and worked out. I'm gonna post in the chat. But bing. Somehow okay. Show ending screen. Haha. Okay, so yeah, that book is out now. I don't know if there's any way to get this book anymore, but it's out now. So if you ordered this book back when the Kickstarter was happening, you'll be getting it soon.
I like how thick it is.
The printing quality is very nice, actually. I gotta say.
I'm excited. I get mine soon.
I'm excited too. Ian in a book. Yeah, it's like an anthology comic book. It's got an SDIN number and everything, so it's like an official book. You can like find it in a Dewey Decimal System.
Amazing.
Yeah, but there's that. There's the Hero Super Team.
I'm gonna go to my local library and get it.
That might be. I think he sent it out to a couple of libraries. I'm not sure which ones though.
Good. Cool.
But yeah, Hero Super Team versus the Doinkler, and my book. Not my book, but the book I was in. One Shot presents After the End, a post-apocalyptic comics anthology.
What was your comic titled again?
I believe it was called Traveler's Compass.
Cool. I'm excited
And it's a compass
to see it in print.
like a moral compass as well as a directional compass.
Oh my god, are you telling me there's a double meaning situation?
I'm such a fucking nerd.
There's so many layers in your
I'm
work.
like
So many
a
layers. You're like a Shrek.
I'm like a Shrek 5. Gosh.
That's right.
Is there anything else you want to plug, Brandon?
No, I think that's it. Thanks
Okay.
everybody for watching. Thanks, Gianna, Mad Lad, Lotus Clock,
Check out Shoujo Sunday, Gianna's podcast.
Stone Dog. Yes. Check that out, and it's on all the podcast spots,
all the places,
right? All the
Yep.
regular spots.